Hey guys, what if I told you I turned a kid's toy into a speed demon that could outrun your wildest dreams? I'm talking about bobby cars, those little plastic rides we all loved as kids. But these aren't your average toys anymore. I built the most dangerous bobby cars in the world, packed with insane motors, custom parts, and yes, even a flamethrower. It all started with a crazy idea, a 24-hour challenge, and a battle between me and my buddy Jake. Stick around to see how we did it, what went wrong. Let's dive in. So here's the deal. Jake and I wanted to make something epic, something you could recreate with stuff from your garage. We grabbed 2 bobby cars and gave ourselves 1 day to turn them into beasts. My first thought? The plastic steering, it's flimsy, right? If I'm gonna push this thing to crazy speeds, that's gotta go. I ripped it out and started dreaming up a metal replacement. Over with Jake, he's eyeing the body, way too weak for what we had in mind. Picture this, me with a grinder, sparks flying everywhere, cutting that plastic shell to shreds. It felt like sculpting a monster from scratch. Next up, the wheels. Those tiny bobby car rollers? Trash. I swapped them for e-scooter wheels, each with a built-in motor. I snagged these cheap on a local marketplace app. Seriously, it's my go-to for projects like this. 2 motors in the back, and suddenly, this thing's got horsepower. Jake's over there welding a steel rod to connect his wheels, muttering about stability. I'm thinking, stability's cool, but I want speed. So I redesigned the steering from scratch. Metal bars, tight bolts, the works. It's like building a go-kart on steroids. Ever wonder how far you can push a toy before it fights back? I was about to find out. Meanwhile, Jake's installing his wheel like it's a wrestling match. Picture this. Last week, he bragged he could fix anything after rescuing his grandma's lawnmower. Turns out, he just duct taped the blade back on. Now, he's grunting, the wheel's slipping, and he yells, "I've got this!" Right as it pops off and rolls into my toolbox. I'm dying laughing, thinking, man, grandma's lawn is toast, but this bobby car might survive. The steering was a nightmare, all plastic and wobbly. I reinforced it with metal rods and welded it solid. It took some sweat, but I knew it'd pay off. Have you ever fixed something only to realize it's tougher than it looks? That was me, but I wasn't giving up. Jake's in the corner, assembling some secret stuff like he's a spy. Last month, he secretly built a cat trap. Ended up catching his own shoe instead. Now he's whispering to bolts, and I'm just waiting for him to trap his lunchbox. Time for a test run. I wired up the electronics, motors buzzing, lights flickering, and plopped into my makeshift seat. Full disclosure, it's just a board strapped to the frame. Safe? Maybe not. Fun? Oh yeah. I hit the throttle and, whoa, this thing lurches forward like a rocket. I'm drifting around corners, laughing my head off, but then I realize I can't race this myself. My legs are dangling, and steering's a workout. Jake's cackling at me saying, "Dude, you need a pro." He's not wrong. So I call up an old friend, a legit racing legend, to take my spot. Meanwhile, Jake's rigging up mudguards from an old mailbox. Style points, sure, but I've got bigger plans. Jake's rigging up mudguards like he's starring in a slapstick comedy. Last summer, he fixed his skateboard with a cardboard shield, said it'd block puddles. First roll, it flops off, he's soaked, and a dog snags it for a chew toy. Now he's bolting on these flaps, muttering about aerodynamics, and I'm just waiting for them to fly off mid-test. The steering wheel wobbled like it had quit mid-race. I welded metal bars on, sparks flying, then painted it black, accidentally tagging my sneaker. Now it's slick, and I've got one punk shoe. Here's where it gets wild. I'm not just racing, I'm winning. So I built a mini rocket launcher. Tiny, harmless rockets, launched with a flick of a lighter I tucked underneath. Reloadable too. Last Halloween, I rigged a ghost launcher for trick-or-treaters. Accidentally shot candy into the neighbor's doghouse. Now, I'm crafting this bad boy, giggling, ready to launch Jake out of the race. Jake sees this and goes, "Oh, it's on." He crafts a banana peel dropper, yes, like Mario Kart, wired to his steering. Then I up the ante, a flamethrower. Picture me rigging a pump to spray gasoline, sparked by an electric stun gun. It's insane, dangerous, and awesome. Last winter, I thought I'd impress my buddies with a fire-breathing snowman. Hooked up a hose to a gas can, taped a sparkler to it, and lit it up. Worked great till the wind shifted. Suddenly, I'm dodging flames, my scarf's smoking, and my pals yelling, "You're the snowman now." Total disaster, but I learned two things. Aim matters, and I'm a pyromaniac at heart. So here I am, hunched over this bobby car, rigging the pump with shaky hands, muttering, "This time, it's controlled chaos." The stun gun's buzzing like an angry wasp, and I'm cackling, half genius, half mad scientist. I test it. Boom, a fireball lights up the yard. Safety tip: don't try this without gear. Trust me, I learned that the hard way. We set up a track in my living room. 2 laps, first to finish wins. Problem? I'm sidelined. A scooter crash months back left my hand messed up, so I'm live streaming from the hospital post-surgery. My racing legend steps in, decked out in fireproof gear. Jake's ready too, smirking like he's got this. The whistle blows, and it's madness. My guy's flamethrower roars like a dragon with indigestion, scorching the air. Jake's dodging bananas like he's in a Fruit Ninja audition, peels splattering everywhere. He's yelling, "Not the face!" Then bam, crashes into the wall, leaving a dent shaped like his ego. It's neck and neck, a total spectacle. And my popcorn's already gone. So that's my story. I built the wildest bobby cars ever, raced them, and survived to tell you about it. Loved this? Hit that like button, subscribe, and check out our other crazy builds. If you try this at home, be safe and have a blast. Catch you next time.